Hello, everyone. On today's podcast episode, I'm going to continue off where I left off on the last episode. And this time, I'm going to talk about, the universe expanding and, the Big Bang. So, in the previous episode, I talked about how a black hole absorbs matter and spits out dark matter, right? It spits out dark energy, not dark matter. It absorbs matter, converts matter into dark energy, and spits out dark electromagnetic waves. Just like the sun absorbs matter and spits out electromagnetic radiation, right? Called light. The black hole does the same, but instead it absorbs all matter, right? And spits out dark electromagnetic radiation. And the reason why we can't see, we don't notice a black hole spitting out dark electromagnetic radiation is because we can't what do you call it? Dark matter can be observed. We just know it's there. We can't observe dark matter, nor can we feel it, nor can we sense it. Because we can't sense it, we can't truly see what is actually happening with dark matter. Most of the time we're just guessing what dark matter what dark matter really is. But the law of duality states that, when something is being pulled, something has to be, to be pushed as well. For example, the fact that, gravity is pulling, matter towards the sun means that something must also be pulled away from the sun as well. And something is being pulled away from the sun. Light. Gravity is a force that works, in two ways. It pulls and pushes. As it forces mass towards the sun, it's forcing something out of the sun as well. It's forcing energy, electromagnetic radiation out of the sun. It pulls matter into the sun. It pulls objects with mass into the sun, and then pushes out objects without mass out of the sun. And massless objects are what? Electromagnetic radiation. Light itself, light particles. It pushes light particles out of the sun, right? While pulling in particles with mass into the sun. That's exactly what's happening with I believe that's what's happening with a black hole. A black hole is pulling all matter, all forms of matter, including light. Light is a product of matter. When you break down matter, you form, light is produced. So light is a property of matter. So a black hole pulls in all forms of matter and spits out dark matter, dark energy. It doesn't spit out dark matter, it spits out dark energy. Electromagnetic, because nothing can absorb energy for eternity. It has to release it. And and you can see it from the sun that the sun will always release the energies, it absorbs. It absorbs mass. It absorbs objects with mass and releases massless objects. It releases heat. It releases a lot of heat. It means the black hole should function the same way. If a black hole also has gravity, it means it should function the same way. And since we can't see anything being released from it, then likelihood is releasing dark energy. Because dark energy is the only force in the universe we can't see. It's the only energy we can't see. So there's a high likelihood a black hole is a black hole because the center of the black hole is filled with dark energy. Dark energy that, that's constantly being released to the rest of the universe. There's a reason why we can't see a black hole, Like I stated before in the previous episode, don't you think it's coincidental that the center of a black hole can't be seen and also dark matter can't be seen? We can't detect the center of a black hole just like we can detect matter, dark matter. We can detect the center of a black hole just like we can detect dark energy. Dark energy is at the very center. There's a high chance a black hole converts matter into dark energy. There's some sort of fusion, nuclear fusion going on. Something more, more powerful than nuclear fusion occurring at the center of a black hole that's converting matter into dark matter and spewing out dark matter into the rest of the universe. So let's talk about space itself. The theory of the Big Bang is that all matter, all space, right? Space itself is filled with a lot of mass. It's filled with a lot of energy. It's filled with a lot of energy that contains mass, right? And all this energy was once concentrated in, before the Big Bang, right? But what physicists fail to realize is that what if dark energy was never part of the Big Bang to begin with? What if dark energy is the space when there's no matter? When matter is not there, dark energy is there. Many people wonder what's outside of space, what's outside of the universe. What if the thing that's outside of the universe is pure dark matter? And space, from our understanding, energy goes from place of high concentration to place of low concentration. It means that the fact that the universe is expanding, right? The fact that the universe is expanding shows that energy is going from, there's less concentration of energy outside of the universe than inside of the universe, right? So the fact is space is expanding, as in all the energy within space is expanding outwards, right? That's a fact. The another fact is energy goes from a place of high concentration to low concentration, right? That's another fact. It means that the reason there's a high, the other fact is, if you put these two facts together, it shows you what? There's less mass outside of the universe than inside of the universe, right? The reason why space can expand is because there's enough place for space to expand towards. It means there's less concentration of matter outside of the universe than inside of the universe. And don't you find it coincidental? Matter expands. As space expands, matter expands, right? But do you know what replaces matter? Dark energy. As space expands, the dark energy within the universe increases. The dark energy within the universe increases, right? While matter and regular energy decreases. So what does that tell you? It tells you we're doing this, exactly what happens in the sun is what's happening right now. Dark energy is being pulled towards our universe, right? While all the matter in our universe, all the energy in our universe is being pulled towards the outside of the universe. It means outside of the universe is composed of dark energy, and inside of the universe is composed of matter. Energy goes from place of high concentration to low concentration. Outside of the universe is filled with high concentration of energy, of dark energy. Inside of the universe is filled with high concentration of matter, or white energy. There's dark matter, there's dark energy. There's matter, and then there's energy, right? So the reason why there's more, when matter expands, when space expands, it's going towards more, it's going towards the direction of dark energy, while dark energy is coming into the space where space used to be. So the dark energy increases in our universe, while our universe expands towards the dark energy, the dark recesses of space. And we can't measure dark energy. We can't see dark energy. Do you know what that means? It means we may be, our entire universe could be covered, we'll be surrounded by dark energy, but we'll never be able to see it. because you can't see dark energy. We can only see matter and regular energy. We can only detect matter and regular energy. And we've been detecting that energy increases. The energy within our universe increases as the universe expands. What does that tell you? It tells you that somehow dark energy is coming from somewhere else and flowing into our universe. Just like mass enters the sun and electromagnetic energy escapes from the sun, right? Objects with mass enter the sun, flow into the sun, because at the center of the sun, there's no mass. At the center of the sun, there's no mass, because that's where that's where the bundle of massless energy exists. The center of the sun contains a large volume of massless energy, electromagnetic energy, right? It means it's a vacuum of empty space for mass to occupy. So mass, which is, the whole universe is composed of high concentration of mass, yet the center of the sun has no mass whatsoever. So what do you think will happen? Places of high concentration go towards places of low concentration. So the whole, the space around the sun, all the mass around the sun will fall towards the center of the sun where there's no mass. And since the center of the sun is composed of high concentration of massless energy, all that energy has to go somewhere. It has to flow out. So while the sun is absorbing mass, it is spinning out massless energy. So the opposite of gravity is affecting the massless energy within the sun. And that's what we call electromagnetic radiation. It's no different from gravity. Electromagnetic radiation is gravity. It's just the equal and opposite. Gravity pulls things with mass towards the sun. And the reverse gravity pulls massless objects away from the sun. The empty dark matter surrounding the universe gives the universe space to expand towards. Because there's no matter outside of the universe, right? Only dark matter. There's space for matter to expand towards. And because there's space for matter to expand towards, our universe is filled with so much matter, and there's not that many dark energies within our space. So there's a lot of dark energy outside of the earth, outside of our universe, and not much inside our universe. So all the energy inside our universe goes towards, diffuses towards a place of low concentration of energy. It flows into the world of dark matter. And dark matter flows from a place of high concentration of dark matter to low concentration of dark matter. Guess what? The universe is composed of, low concentration of dark matter. Because a lot of matter, the universe is filled with a lot of matter. It also means the universe is filled, doesn't have that much dark matter. Yet, outside of the universe is filled with a lot of dark matter. So all the high concentration of dark matter outside the universe will flow into the universe. As the energy flows into the universe, as dark energy flows into the universe, energy flows out of the universe until we reach an equilibrium. That's how it works. Energy will flow from high concentration to low concentration until an equilibrium is reached. So until the whole place evens out, dark energy will come into the universe, and we can observe it. Scientists say that more and more dark energy, as the universe expands, it is filled with more and more dark energy. And we already know that energy can be created or destroyed. It means that at least in scientific From the scientific sense, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It means it must be coming from somewhere else. The dark energy must be coming from somewhere else. It's coming from outside of the universe. Dark energy comes from outside of the universe into the universe, while energy comes from the universe and expands towards the dark, the dark energy outside of it. Outside the universe doesn't have much mass. It doesn't have energy. So energy goes from a place of high concentration to low concentration. So energy must go from where there's a lot of energy towards where there's no energy at all. And the equal and opposite is true for dark energy. Inside the universe is filled with a lot of energy and not much dark energy. So the dark energy outside of the universe will expand towards the universe. So as energy within the universe thins out, dark energy takes its place. As dark energy thins out outside of the universe, energy takes its place. So there's an exchange of energy. Just like the sun has an exchange of energy, mass enters the sun and electromagnetic energy escapes from the sun. Matter and energy flows out of the universe, and dark matter and energy flows into the universe. That's a theory of the Big Bang, because energy always goes from a place of high concentration to low concentration. So the fact that the universe is expanding tells you that outside the universe has a low concentration of energy, right? It has a low concentration of energy. And the fact that, dark energy keeps increasing within our universe tells you that outside of this universe is filled with a lot of high concentration of dark energy. For more energy for more dark energy to be coming into our universe tells you that our universe has very few dark energy, and dark energy is diffusing into our universe. It is flowing into our universe. That's our universe keeps getting, that's why the dark energy within our universe keeps increasing. It is flowing into our universe while energy is flowing outside of out of our universe. The universe is expanding because it's flowing, it's going from place of high concentration to low concentration. All the energy within our universe is going from is going towards the dark energy recesses that is outside of our universe. Outside of our universe is likely just endless field of dark energy. So because there's only dark energy outside of the universe and no energy whatsoever, energy will flow towards that direction, while dark energy flows into our universe. So that two things are happening at the same time. Gravity is pulling dark energy into our universe, and gravity is pulling our universe apart. Because that's what gravity is, It's just heat transfer. It's just energy transfer. The only reason why we fall towards the sun is because the sun has no mass. The center of the sun has no mass, yet everything around the sun is filled with mass. The vacuum of space is filled with mass. The planets are filled with mass, yet the center of the sun has no mass. So what do you think will happen? All that mass will gravitate towards the center of the sun, because the center of the sun has low concentration of mass, while the space around it has high concentration of mass. Since the center of the sun has low concentration of mass, it'll fall into, all the mass will fall into the center of the sun. And since the center of the sun has high concentration of massless energy, yet the space around the sun has low concentration of massless energy, because it's covered, it's filled with mass. This is filled with mass. It has low concentration of massless energy. All the mass inside the sun will flow out of it towards the massless space around it, or the mass-filled space around it. Sorry. The massless concentration of energy within the sun will flow out towards towards the space filled with mass around it, while the space filled with mass will flow towards the space filled with massless energy. So, two things. Those two things are occurring at the same time. Gravity is pulling mass towards the Earth, while, massless objects are pulled away from the Earth. Massless objects like helium. Helium is one of the things that has the least amount of mass. That's why helium floats. The things that float, the gases that float are things that, are the things that have the lowest amount of mass. The less mass something has, the more it floats. Don't you find it weird that, the less mass something has, the more it floats? As gravity pulls mass towards the Earth, right? Gravity is also pulling massless objects, massless particles away from the Earth. There's a high concentration of massless objects within the center of the Earth. So, on those massless objects, heat is a massless object. Heat radiates from the center of the Earth and goes out, out towards space, while objects with mass are pulled towards the Earth. So the exact same thing that's happening with the sun is the same thing that's happening with the Earth. The less mass something has, the more it's pushed away from the Earth. The more mass something has, the more it's pulled towards the Earth. Because at the center of the Earth is a massive field of massless energy. That massive field of massless energy, creates a vacuum-like effect that sucks in all the mass. All the mass around the Earth is sucked in, while the space around the Earth creates another vacuum that sucks all the massless energy out of the Earth. So the energy out of the Earth is pulled out. Energy is pulled out of the Earth while mass is pulled into the Earth. Dark energy is pulled into the universe, right? While energy is pulled out of the universe. That's why the universe is expanded. Dark energy is pulled into the universe. So during the Big Bang, it's exactly what's happening in the sun. The Big Bang is releasing a bunch of, of energy, matter. And as that energy is, released from the Earth, from the Big Bang, dark matter takes its place. Dark matter is being pulled to the center of the universe, right? Dark energy is being pulled to the center of the universe, while energy is being pushed out of the center of the universe. That's why space is expanding, Observable, when you say space is expanding, you're not even talking about dark matter. We're not talking about dark energy. We're talking about energy itself. When we talk about space, we're talking about observable space, things we can measure. And the things we can measure is expanding. And as that thing expands towards the dark energy outside of the universe is pulling in, the very center of the universe is pulling in a bunch of dark energy. It's creating the equal and opposite effect. So as space expands, dark energy, contracts. As mass contracts at the center of the universe, as mass contracts at the center of the sun, as mass contracts at at the very center of the sun, massless energy expands from the very center of the sun. So the two equal and opposite forces exist simultaneously, occur simultaneously as one. Same with the black hole. Mass, matter, and energy are sucked into a black hole, and dark energy is released from the black hole. Dark energy is released from a black hole, and matter and energy is sucked into a black hole. And at the center of the universe is the equal and opposite. It's the equal and opposite of a black hole. Mass and energy are released. Matter and energy are released from the center of the universe, right? And dark matter is sucked in. Dark energy is sucked in to the center of the universe. And when the concentration of dark energy gets to a certain point, what do you think will probably happen? Another Big Bang. Just like a black hole sucks in energy, right? Sucks in energy and matter, converts it into dark energy. The center of the universe does the equal and opposite. It sucks in dark energy and converts it into matter. The center of our universe sucks in dark energy and converts it into matter, while a black hole sucks in matter and converts it into dark energy. You know, this is something to think about. You know, scientists do not really know what happens outside. You know, what exists outside of our universe, but there's a high chance it's probably just a field of dark energy, because dark energy can't just come out of thin air. You know, scientifically, energy cannot just come out of thin air. If God isn't the one controlling the world, you know, energy can't just come out of thin air. I mean, while God isn't actively doing something, actively changing the rules, energy truly can't come out of thin air. And God is a scientific God. God created the world with scientific rules and principles. So we have to follow those rules and principles. You know, there's a logic to the universe. There's an intelligence to the universe. The world follows a pattern. The world follows logic. So we have to understand that logic. We have to understand the logic that God has already placed there. The logic of how God created this world, we have to understand it. And the best way to understand it is through scientific principles, you know, scientific laws. And from the scientific laws, energy just can't, you know, come out of nowhere. Since energy just can't just come out of nowhere, dark energy just can't come out of nowhere either. So since the energy, you know, dark energy is, you know, in our universe is increasing, it means it must be coming from somewhere. For the dark energy within our universe to be increasing, it means it's coming from somewhere. Where do you think it's coming from? It's coming from outer space. It's coming from outside of our universe. It's likely coming from outside of our universe. Dark energy is coming from outside of our universe, right? While energy expands towards the dark energy outside of our universe. Places of high concentration of energy always go to places of low concentration of energy. So the reason why our universe is expanding is because there's no energy outside of our universe. So it's expanding towards the dark energy outside of our universe. And the reason why there's, you know, more energy, dark energy within our universe is because there's not much dark energy in our universe to begin with. So it creates a vacuum that sucks in all the dark energy that exists outside of our universe towards our universe. So there's an exchange of energy going on. Dark energy is dark energy is being sucked into our universe while energy is being sucked out. That's why space is expanded. Energy is being sucked out of our universe while dark energy is being sucked in towards the center of our universe. And when the energy at the center of our universe reaches a certain equilibrium, right? another universe could be born. Another Big Bang could happen. When the energy, when the amount of energy at the center of our universe, dark energy increases to a certain amount, it'll blow up, just like a sun explodes when it dies. It could blow up, and that rapid exchange of energy creates matter. So the Big Bang was actually just dark energy, is likely just a transformation of dark energy, high concentration of dark energy into what? Matter. It's a conversion of dark energy into matter. Just like, a black hole is a conversion of matter into dark energy. The Big Bang was a conversion of dark energy into matter. So the universe may not, the universe will continue to expand, but there's a high chance it will never contract. Why? Because at the center of the universe, dark energy, is being concentrated. Dark energy is filling the world, is filling our universe more and more. As our universe expands, you know what takes its place? Dark energy. Dark energy takes the place of the energy that's expanding outward. Since dark energy is taking the place of energy that's expanding outwards, there can't really be, a big crunch, because that place is already occupied. It's already occupied with dark energy. So, in a few billion or trillion, however many years, sooner or later, all the dark energy will concentrate at the center of the universe again, and another Big Bang will occur. Another rapid change from dark energy to matter will occur, and another universe will be born. So the process is just an endless conversion between matter and dark matter. When a high concentration of dark matter comes together, right, it transforms into dark matter. When a high concentration of matter comes together, it transforms into dark matter. When a high concentration of dark matter comes together, it transforms into matter. When a high concentration of mass come together, it transforms into massless energy. That's what the sun is. All the mass enters the sun because the sun does not have any mass. The center of the sun does not compose of any mass whatsoever. It's filled with massless energy. So all the mass, so it sucks in all the mass. It's like a vacuum that sucks in every single, all the mass around it. And that includes Earth. The Earth is filled with mass. The space around the Earth is filled with mass. All the planets in our solar system are filled with mass. Yet the center of the sun has no mass. Because it's composed of what? Massless energy. So everything gets sucked in while all the energy gets sucked out. All the dark energy gets sucked into the center of the universe while all the energy gets sucked out. So that's it for today's podcast episode. I'm just giving you something to think about. And there's a high chance I'm probably correct. There's a very high chance I'm probably correct. Because the dark energy within our universe keeps increasing. For it to be increasing, something must be pulling the energy towards us. Energy can be created out of thin air. So for all this dark energy, where's all this dark energy coming from? That's what you have to think about. Where's all this dark energy coming from? And there's a high chance it's coming from outside of our universe. And dark energy can't be seen. We can only see our universe itself. We can't see dark energy. Dark energy is pulled from the center, by the center of our universe. The center of our universe probably has something like a black hole. But this black hole is a black hole that sucks in dark energy. It sucks in dark energy while releasing matter while releasing energy. And at some point in time, when the mass, when the concentration of dark energy gets to a certain point at the center of the universe, it'll explode and transform into matter, transform into another universe that will continue to expand outwards. You know, so our universe may be inside a more larger universe, which is inside another larger universe, which is inside another larger universe. But we can't see it because that universe has already, may have already reached an equilibrium with dark energy. It has expanded to such a point where, we can no longer see it because there's, the amount of dark energy separating, one particle from another, one mass, one object from another is so large that we'll no longer be able to see it. So that's it for today's podcast episode. I'll talk to you guys later. I pray for everyone's understanding, everyone's safety, and everyone's happiness. I pray everyone lives a better, happier life. Amen.